Welcome back to A Morning Light here on Winnipeg's Classic 107, just after 8 o'clock in the morning on this Thursday, December 15th. And figured I'd warm you up a little bit this morning. We here at the station, Classic 107, have social media sites. We have Facebook, we have Twitter. One of our followers, and she's been a longtime follower and listener, her and her husband, Craig, Michelle, her name is, have been following us. And so we've been following them back. Lately, she has been touring a little chocolate gnome around the city in all different locations. And I was kind of intrigued by that, been following it. It's been at a whole bunch of different places. And I thought, you know what, it would be kind of cool if the chocolate gnome made its way into our studio this morning. So we have live in the studio Michelle and a chocolate gnome. The chocolate gnome just was a little bit stage shy, doesn't want to talk. So Michelle's going to kind of talk about talk to us about what's happening with the gnome. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
This is great. You know, we've been following you for a little while. I've been following the adventures and the travels of this traveling chocolate gnome. Tell us about how did all this start up?
So my background's French, and I love the movie Amélie. And in that movie, there's a girl who she's very introverted, and she tries to have an impact in. She does small things, but they have a large impact. So she knows two people who are single, and she kind of very cleverly kind of sets them up, but in a way that they think that they've fallen in love with each other. Mm-hmm. And just, it's interesting. It's kind of that butterfly effect, and the whole idea that, the batting of a butterfly's wings might cause a hurricane in another continent. And I really gravitate to that because I've always really tried to make a positive difference in everything that I do. As a biologist and different things like that, just everything I do is just out of a love of positivity.
Mm-hmm. So what does that have to do with chocolate gnome? Come on, tell us where did the chocolate gnome come into your life?
So I'm actually a big fan of Constance Popp chocolates.
Oh yeah,
and,
so are we here.
Because I love her chocolate so much, we've become friends. And it's funny because when I saw her on her social media that she had posted a picture of the gnome, I said to her, I have to travel Winnipeg with that gnome because in the movie, basically, the gnome is owned by the father of the protagonist. And so it's funny because the father, unfortunately, he lost his wife, and he's lost his zest for life. And mm-hmm. basically, what happens is, he has this gnome, and he's just living a very gnome-type life, just very boring and not terribly interesting. And so what Amélie does is she has a friend who is, a flight attendant, and she, steals the gnome. The gnome goes on these travels, and the gnome has pictures taken of it. And then when it comes back, it has a photo album of all these wonderful places that the gnome has been. And mm-hmm. so it's kind of to inspire her father to really live life to the fullest.
So Constance loaned you this chocolate gnome to take on the road?
Actually, I bought the gnome. And,
you bought the gnome?
And it's so funny because she's generously actually donating a second gnome, PoppaGnome's cousin, that will be, I'm running a contest now with this. And basically, the grand prize of the contest is going to be to win PoppaGnome's cousin.
PoppaGnome's cousin. So tell me a little about the travels you've done so far with this chocolate gnome.
So he's been to the St. Norbert Farmers Market. He's been purchasing tickets for Royal Winnipeg Ballet's Nutcracker. He's purchased beautiful jewelry at Hilary Drucksmann, and bought a nice replacement hat at the haberdashery mm-hmm. in the Exchange, and visited to look at the holsters at Leonard Taylor, but they didn't quite fit him because he doesn't have arms. So
he was at Thermea Spa. I'm surprised he didn't melt at the spa. He wasn't in the. Was he in one of the saunas there?
No, I kept him away from the hot spots, but I just kept him near kind of the hot tub. I thought it was hilarious to have him there, and Thermea was all about helping me out with this project, and so it's been amazing the support that I've had of this silly little quirky project that I've mm-hmm. started.
So. You're born in Winnipeg?
Yes.
So you have a love for Winnipeg. Are these locations you like in general, or yes. you wanted to go to, or how did you choose the locations?
It's places that I frequent, and what I've noticed over the years is that you can have your own little butterfly effect in your own way in your own community by supporting local, because you don't really realize until you see the impact, down the road. But even just something as simple as a social media post, hey, I love Constance Popp chocolates, or oh, I love the St. Norbert Farmers Market, or oh, I love having shawarma at Shwarma Khan. It's just, you never really realize the impact until you talk to these business owners. I've had discussions with Stephen Boris of the Winnipeg Art Gallery, who appreciates my social media presence because it has an impact on their bottom line. And it becomes one of those things where if you can make an impact, why not?
Yeah, and that's kind of why I invited you on, because we're all about, I mean, we're a local station as well, and we're all about trying to support local businesses. So when I saw you on that and you had bought this from Chocolatier Constance Popp, she's been on our show. She's a sponsor. We have a great relationship with her as well.
She's amazing. I love her.
I think it's just a great idea. I really do. And you know, the fact that you're giving away prizes is just a bonus on top of it as well. So how do people find out about this chocolate gnome online? How do they find out about this contest?
So they can follow me on Twitter. I'm Michelle 373737
Michelle
on Twitter.
373737. Yep.
Michelle H373 on Instagram. And I'm just Michelle Hologroski on my Facebook page. I'm friends with Constance Popp. So if you're friends with Constance Popp, then you can get to my account through her. And it's great because, you know, it's funny because Winnipeg is 2 degrees of separation, really. And so I've actually found that the gnome has gotten close to 500 emails. And it's funny, for this silly little project that started off as just kind of a quirky little project that I was running, I think I'm going to actually have to run it again next year, because the support from local businesses and just local in general has been really wonderful. And I just think it's a wonderful way to give back all year round, but especially around the holidays. Yeah,
no, it's a great sentiment. And we did meet once. I remember we met, and that's where you say 2 degrees of separation. I was in Constance's shop one time with my wife. We were buying some amazing chocolates, and I met you and your husband Craig. So that was kind of cool.
That's fantastic.
And I was just in there again yesterday, and I was standing out. I was going to buy some certificates and other things for myself and to give away. And then somebody came in her shop who had just heard her on the radio on my show the day before, which was kind of cool. She heard her talking about these little whiskey truffles.
For sure.
She came in to buy those. So yeah, it's true. You know what? And supporting local is just such a great thing to do, because everything stays in the community. And there's a lot of people work really hard.
Exactly.
Work really
hard. And
it's
wonderful too. I mean, because my support of, you know, a local business might help buy, you know, ballet lessons for a little girl or things like that. And it's just, it really means a lot to me, because I really, in everything that I do, I try and make a positive difference.
So when is the contest wrapping up?
It's wrapping up on Saturday. So,
this weekend?
Yeah. So it's already day 24 of
day 24.
Yeah, of a 26-day adventure for him.
And I must say, he doesn't look worse for the wear. He's still in one shape. He hasn't lost. I can't see any chocolate missing on him at all. I'll post some images of him on our website, and you can find her also on Michelle's Instagram and Twitter as well. He looks pretty good. He really does. He does. You've been taking good care of him.
I treat him like gold.
You treat him like gold. I see that, and people can't see now, but they should have seen before. She wears a white glove. Yeah. Let's see. You can hold it up to the camera. Anyway, we'll take a picture of the white. Well, it was white.
It's a little bit. It was white, but then he has red dye on his hat. So then, of course, the white glove has become a little red over time.
Oh, my gosh. So there you go. You're handling it just like gold. Michelle, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Happy holidays.
Thank you to you, too. And we'll keep following the gnome, and we'll see who wins that big contest as well. Maybe we'll have you on again next year.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So I heard that he bought tickets to the Nutcracker, so that's kind of cool. I figured I would play a little bit of music from the Nutcracker. Let me just tell, I've been talking with Chocolate Gnome from Chocolatier Constance Popp, and also to Michelle, who is the handler, I guess you could say, and the fellow traveling companion of the Chocolate Gnome. And they're touring around Winnipeg, all these great spots in Winnipeg they're promoting, and just from the bottom of their heart, they're doing it that way. And I think that's awesome. So congratulations to them, and follow her on her social sites and try to win the great prize from Chocolatier Constance Popp. This is a little bit of music from the Nutcracker. Here is Marche Touche featuring the Classical Jazz Quartet.